Alright guys, that is what you call an office. That truck is sick. So here we go guys, the day has begun. We're going to find some trades. Well, the week has begun. Let's start here. We got we'll do exactly what we were doing on the back testing. Go back and watch the videos if you need to catch up with all of that. It seemed to be a very productive last few days of back testing anyway. Here we see the New Zealand is visually the strongest. Is that the truth? I don't know, but in terms of time it will be, as obviously all these are opened out. And if we look at those relative to the other currencies, obviously those don't mean anything, but in terms of when you look at them relative to the other currencies, then yes they do. So kind of need to look back here. This looks pretty good. The other currency that's in question, you know, and with Aussie being strong too, it's like, oh yeah, this is good. Take the weight off, like we spoke about. You know, the pound is the only one that plays tricks with us. So 499, we're good. That's all I wanted to see. This is time as well, folks. You know, so pound moves more. We know that. So you got to look at the time, and it's not been moving as well as Aussie and New Zealand in recent times. This move is still fresh. This move has been going for a period of time. Swiss is always very good these days, so should be careful about that. We are expecting some type of down move in Swiss. 758, that's good. So this is the type of place we want to be entering. We don't want to be entering after the pullback. 775 euro. 499 for pound. $6.17. CAD's pretty strong. I think we got a clear winner though. I think it's going to be Swiss. 733, and then to the high 844, a little bit more. So the winner $569. You see, we have a situation here. We know that the dollar and the Swiss go together. We also know that the LFX and the Swiss go together. They like to compete. So in terms of the weight being lifted off, we could have a Swiss down move with an LFX down move, right? So that would be we already know that the euro is strong, so the weight will come off of that. So that's 1, 2. We know about New Zealand and Aussie, they're going to have to come down. You know, CAD's good. So the only one, you know, that's lagging really is pound for a change. So pound is the buy, okay? And we're going to do a pound Swiss short, I think. Wait, sorry, a long. A pound Swiss long. And I think, don't we have already pound Swiss longs? Yes, we do, from last week. So this would be a add on again. We would need to see the numbers change as well. You know, from here we've got an up move, which has gone basically from the open. Swiss has done it too. But if you look at the distance right here, and of how far pound has gone, okay, here it's 582, and the Swiss has done 485. You look at the averages, it's more squeezed up here. Oh no, they're open, so no, pound was more, hang on, where are we here? Yeah, pound was more squeezed here. So pound was the weaker one. Here, when we look here, we've got a down move, we've got a sideways move. So what we should be seeing here locally is a pound Swiss down move locally. So let's check that. Pound Swiss, where's that pair gone? Here it is. Alright, great. So 1 minute chart. One second. Alright, so we're saying here, we like, this is Swiss here. Here, we've got a sideways move, and pound, we have more of a down move. So during this same period of time, can we get this open more here? What's going on? This chart, is that correct here? I feel like it's not zoomed out enough. Oh yeah, it is. That's good. So we've got a sideways move, but really from here it's an up move. Okay, and let's make certain we got the correct time. 2:23. All right. So let's observe from 2:23 if price is going down or up. You have basically a little below neutral. It's had a move up and it's had a move down. So negative, really. And that's because Swiss has gone sideways and pound has gone down. So we're seeing that there. There's no no extra. There's no seat. There's nothing there for us. Right. That's what's supposed to happen. We have to look here now. Right. So you've got an up move. But in pound Swiss it stops. Right. From about here. While Swiss moves up, the pound also moves up. So there's nothing there for us. Because they, basically moved up the same amount. Let's find out. 247. $3.05. So pound moved up more from there to there. So that part is still underway. But what we've seen is this pound Swiss sideways move. That's interesting. That means that Swiss should indeed go up from here. Now, are they at extremes? So we like to see that too. If Swiss is out there, let's try this. Let's call that extreme. Yeah, while Swiss held. So in theory that would be an extreme. So we technically could be in this, which we already are. So let's buy another one. And are there any more that we can work on perhaps? I would have liked to sell the Aussie in New Zealand, but with its numbers relative to these guys, it's certainly not worth the risk. The Swiss is the one. So we could even probably take a crafty trade, which would be, oh, we could do the dollar. We could do a Swiss dollar. It'd be a, yeah, let's take that. That's pretty obvious. Holy, why are we not even thinking about this one, guys? We got to move up here, which is 511. So we're going to take that. A USD Swiss trade. And let's, we're kind of after the pullback. I don't really like that. It would have been better here because we're risking this, right? But we do have a rule that we made in the weekend, and that was as soon as we do indeed see this, we must enter a position. So let's enter the first one. We already know though that this has been kind of underway for a bit, so we shouldn't have to wait too much time. So what I mean by that is pound has started to go first. You can see the low there, and there's an additional low in the dollar. So if we look here, we know this Swiss has been really strong. So what have we got here? We got a low here, and we got an additional low in pound. From there to there, Swiss has actually, dollar has actually shown some strength relative to pound. You see, it did not make a lower low while pound did. That shows us some strength. We'll put our initial entry in there. And we'll see what happens there, guys. Stop would be, somewhere below there. But it's really our threshold. How much do we want to take? Because we're going to have to wait for all the currencies to start taking the weight off. So let's think about this here, guys. We already know that the New Zealand and the Aussie are likely to go up. Why? Because in numbers, they're the weakest. If the LFX goes up further, the Aussie and the New Zealand have the most to go up in terms of numbers. If the LFX comes down, then the New Zealand and Aussie have already done are already ahead of the game. So on this, that would help the Aussie and New Zealand. It would take some weight off as well. So you have 1, 2, 3 for the dollar, 4 for the pound. Okay. And CAD. CAD's kind of in the middle, isn't it? So that would do it, 4. So I think we'll go ahead and we'll take that. And just, accept if we pull back. But let's look where the target should be at this point. It's not as good, we would have liked to get it here. But if we were witnessing this, let's move this out of the way. we'd be anticipating a Swiss back down to balance. So until that happens, guys, we're not going to be exiting this, which means we could, take a chance on this one. Just a small chance. Modify target. We'll put that in there. And we're not going to deal with the 5 minute if we think that if we're working on the 5 minute on the pound Swiss. If we were, we're not going to let that affect any of this, or try not to. So at the point of observing this, let's take it from here, right? We're a bit late on this. Let's be honest, right? But it doesn't matter, We're not going to cheat and put the target up there, here, knowing that these guys have to win, because it's dynamic. Remember that. That's the deal. So as we go in time and price, this moving average moves, right? So we can't start going back there and say, what was the target for those guys? Because this has moved. We go with what we see right now, and that is right here, guys. If we were wrong, and this was a massive downtrend in dollar Swiss, for example, and we had our target up there, right? Because we didn't witness this, okay? We were not the witness of this part from here, or here, wherever we just discussed the nice place would be. This moving average may have been somewhere else, so I'm sorry, we cannot do that. What I'm saying is, if we were in a massive downtrend, and it wanted to come to balance, well, it's only going to take this one. The guys trying to sneakily do that type of stuff there are going to get missed. And on that, I'll put a little bit below. And that'll be it. We also know that we must do that same thing with the pound, even though we have other targets in mind from last week on the initial observation of this. Which means this one here is going to have to go, really, it's not very far, is it? But yeah, that would be, this one here. It's probably 500 points, so it will work. Oh, not 500. We don't have 500. Is that it? Alright, 158 points. Well, it is what it is. If we take a second one, and we take the other one off, where we witness Swiss yen come back down to balance, and that would be here, right? We'll put a little line in there, just cheeky line. Try to remember this one. 66.31. Let's do it as a dotted line, because we're always getting lost with this stuff. That's going to look like a stop, so let's change the colour to turquoise. That. So that's kind of where we're interested. And we're not going to short the Swiss yen, okay? So we witness here, price come a little bit below here. So what we're going to do, obviously, we're going to buy some more. Again, if it pulls back, this is an opportunity to say, I want some more of that. Not, oh shit, I'm wrong. Okay, that's not what we're doing here, guys. So look, guys, if you just observe here, you can see clearly pound and dollar are the weakest currencies. Okay? Just look at the time. Yeah, you can see this much of the pound, whereas the CAD is down there. The Swiss is up here. Problem is with this Swiss, when we observe this, it looks very similar to pound, right? But overall, it's stronger. You can see that the price does not come down here into the averages where pounds does. Here it hovers, it respects. Remember, this is not respecting this. Okay, this is an illusion, but we'll just say it that way. Whereas pound comes in there, disrespects it, and goes to the blue one. Look at the euro. Euro's got some legs, right? So pound is definitely, without a doubt, some weakness going on there. Here, right here, you can see it's way below relative to this to the euro. When we look at the same area in the Swiss, let's have a look here. Remember, guys, we can't forget all of this that's happened. That's why we're pretty in on this. I want to look at the 5 minute, but I feel like we're trying to do it just on 1 minute this week. You can see right here, look, pound, weak, weak, weak. Swiss, stronger. So the question is from here, right here, let's look at the time. Go from here, take that time, 3:54. Okay. Where's the pound Swiss gone? Where's it gone? Did we lose it again? Why do we keep losing these charts? Is it here? No. Oh, it's here. Sorry. Yeah, so you can see it right here. That's why this initial one's such a short target. It's not far. Since here, pound's only been neutral. Swiss has that much legs to it, and pound has had that much legs to it. We know that pound has been weaker, and Swiss has been stronger. So what that area there is showing us, visually, don't forget the numbers, just in time, is it's still counting back the time and printing, recording it. We have to look at these as well as the numbers. You know, that's why the target is so small, because it's not massive. There's not a giant difference. But this move here, up and up less, should have gone down. However, pound Swiss has held. It's been able to go sideways. This right here is an area of very, very big interest. So I know the target is so tiny, but let's do it. Let's go on. Let's do it. Let's look at the 5 minutes. Is it here? Let me see right here. The pound yen. Oh, hang on. Here. during this area of time, relative to the averages, you can see pound is weaker. Just look at the balance. Pound is below. Swiss is above more. Pound is way below. Swiss is riding it. It's above more. Right. So all of this, right, is going to have to play out. So they're going to have to bring it back to balance, right, which is here. Yeah, we've seen it come back here. I get it. But did that happen yet in the pound? I guess it did here, yeah. So that part's already oh, sorry, this is the 1 minute. We have to change that to the 5 minute. Hang on. Ah, right. You see, it has not come back to balance. So all this, guys, needs to play out. That's why our target is up there. So we'll take the first one. We'll take the initial 1 minute target off there. But because this is still happening, we're going to have to play that too.
They actually were into.
All right, so guys, here we'll pull 5 minute up on everything. You see, Swiss is relatively strong. Strongest one's Aussie on the 5 minute. You know what we get? Ooh, it'd be nice to take a 5 minute Aussie. But we want to do like pound or euro. What we got here? Oh my god. But where's euro? Now here would have been ideal for that. So you got down, and that would have been above. The theory is if the yens go up, here, the Aussie's got less room up. So what's happened is pound has gone up. Now, during this time, did pound Aussie go up or down or sideways? Let's find out. So here's the pullback. And yeah, you've got the up move in pound Aussie. So it's happening. So I'm not going to bother with that one. We had issues with the numbers too. Let's see from here on the 5 minute chart. 792. Call it 800. New Zealand 800. And Aussie. Aussie's definitely stronger than New Zealand, because it's held the balance here. New Zealand's been below it. See how many points that is. Hang on, I'm doing that wrong. I got to get that right. That's not good. That is bad practice. Here, 855. Right. New Zealand was about 900. Now Swiss. $937. Excuse me. So this is how the pullbacks work, right? What's going on here? If we were to jump in and get involved in this pound here, right here, and the euro, what's going to happen is they're going to pull it back. Maybe. And if that happens, then we'd be wishing we waited until there. know for sure if that's going to happen. If that happened, because let's try to think about this. This is why I don't like confusing time frames here, because you end up losing your mind and remembering. We have a time perspective that we got to we got to follow, and it's this one we're going to have to wait ages. So why don't we just revert back to the 1 minute and be done with this? Because I feel it's much more productive. I feel we get more trades. Okay. I feel like we're more in sync, because let's say that 5 minute is good and they have to pull it back. The pullback will be revealed on the 1 minute chart. So if we ignore that, then we got to wait for that whole cycle to go around. Not every time, but often. The way to tell is if that's going to happen is the weight. So if that pound is kind of in that mid-range place and you're curious as to know if it's going to pull back or continue on up, we look at the weight, right? And we say, well, the weight's in the middle. So this is vulnerable, firstly, for a pullback. This is what it says, right? The weight is not massively up or down. It's in the middle, according to the LFX. So in order for this to go up, okay, we got CAD, which it can drop. That's 1. We got pound, which is in a pullback, so that can drop. That's 2. Same with euro. That's 3. New Zealand and Aussie, 4, 5. Okay, and then we've already discussed Swiss 1,000 times, so that's 6. Now, dollar's the only one. So as those move down, dollar can kind of hold, and it can do a move up, because it's still got all this room. And with the LFX being in the middle, this does not tell us that there's going to be a continued trend down. So as these fall, they're going to take the weight off the dollar. Dollar's going to come up to balance. So on that, guys, we are going to really hammer the dollar Swiss. That's how we're going to do this. I hope that makes sense. I know my mind goes a little bit scattered, but that's kind of how you got to do this. It's kind of dynamic, this game. It's like, it's not the same thing every time. But as long as we got the logic behind this, we're cool. So we know here, it's like, guys, should we, oh my God. So we're going to have to add a 5 minute trade here, right? We just have to. I'm sorry. I don't like entering it there. But we need another one. And it's just like totally legit, because the weight is really, really going to help this thing. So this is the deal, guys. We're going to go huge on this. We're going to get all our money back. Remember all the time we wasted trying to figure out how the charts worked, and losing and giving it all back. No. That's not going to be happening anymore, folks. Not under my watch. So let's make certain we put our target in. We must not get arrogant, ever. We have to try not to. Okay. So we just placed that there somewhere. Now we're going to throw that here. And the place we're witnessing this, guys, is here. So we're not going to put it there, like I said earlier. We're going to throw our new style turquoise line up there, marking this area. Alright. I'm really happy with that. What time are we running at now? 35 minutes? Let's have a little look at the 15 minute. Alright, so you got an enormous dollar down move, 15 minute. Okay, Swiss is there. Right. Now remember, if we're going to do a 15-minute trade, we're going to have to allow extra time. $5-minute, 15-minute. Okay, so New Zealand, Swiss. This, you see how it all starts to make more sense as you look at the other ones. When you're just looking at one, it literally is it's not telling us anything. Okay, now the story is becoming a little bit clearer. Okay. Yeah, euro. Okay, so LFX is saying this. Now we're going to unveil something here. I'm feeling, people. I'm feeling we've unveil another part of this mystery. Well, you know, if the LFX was to go up, the average, right? So that can be 4 pairs up, 3 pairs sideways, 1 pair tiny little bit down, for instance. Just an example. Remember that this is dynamic, it's not fixed, so next time it could be slightly different. If the index goes up, the average, we got euro and pound have got, you know, same kind of amount of distance to go up as each other. We got CAD at the level. We got New Zealand, you know, way too strong relative, and same with Aussie. Right? So they can loosen up here, right? As they're the strongest ones on the 15-minute. Remember, the 5-minute and the 1-minute, they can do all of this stuff here, make their moves, while the 15-minute is still unfolding. It can go like this, you know, and it could be in a few days. So they drop. Okay, you've got Swiss, you know, middle, but it is above the average. Swiss is kind of overvalued at this time, relative. That would give, you got 1, 2, 3, okay. 4, I guess CAD could drop, which would give dollar naturally weight because those guys go together, right? So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 now. Alright, so that's, dollar can go up against 4 currencies. The pound still got a little room. The euro, a little bit of room, you know. But the LFX is telling us the average, and pound and euro are pretty close to that. So I'm going to leave those to the side. And I'm going to go with the dollar. Again, meaning, guys, we can add another trade here. And this will be our 15-minute dollar Swiss trade. And this one we're going to try to hold, you know, it's just going to go on for a while. So have a little patience here. And that would be our target. So we could have some 1-minute shorts in here in a few days. You know, I don't know how this thing's going to unfold, but let's quickly do that. Now remember, when you're entering, reloading, you gotta remember your what time frame you're on. What we should do to be really smart is change the lot size per time frame. But I'm not going to bother with that. You know, it is a 15-minute deal, so let's take a smaller position. You know, we don't need to extend ourselves because it's so much more in profit, isn't it? Let's take 3. Actually, let's do this really smart, people, for a change. Look, 3. Don't need to do a massive one because the other trades, you know, well, we kind of broke the rules on the 5-minute one, right? So you've got them making 15. How many points is this? 272, which is $15 each. And then this one, $72. Okay. And that's the 5-minute. So we're making $30 on there. This is 2 positions. And then we're making 72 on this. So it's $100. Now if we add the other one, which that target will be here. So we're going to have to get the stop here, wherever that is. So we got $100 to in profit for those 3. Now how much is this guy going to pay us? Here. Here it is. Now remember, we only put 3 lots. $84. So this guy's 70, whatever it was, 72 or something. And this is a little bit more, but we're going to have to wait more time. Well, it's no problem because we didn't overextend ourselves with lots, right? We only did 0.3. So if there is some type of move in here, we're going to have enough margin to play, right? Remember, this is like, we need cash flow, so we're going to do this right. But anyway, that I think, guys, is the video. I will talk